To the new questions involving this 17-year-old and his shooting death by St. Louis Metropolitan Police. Nearly 2 years after he was killed, Amision Wilkins' family wants answers that they say are not found in police body camera footage. First Alert 4's John Kipper reports, and we do want to warn you tonight, the video you're about to see is graphic.
Get on the ground now! Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
Body camera video released Monday by the attorney for the family of Amision Wilkins, showing the lead up and the aftermath on June 18th, 2024.
He should still be here.
Shayna Wilkins, Amision's mother, saying she still has not heard a full explanation of what happened, and the body camera shows clues. Police say they were investigating a vehicle theft, and eventually, during a chase, Wilkins and another suspect ran from the car. And that's where the video picks up, showing an officer running towards Wilkins through a field as he yields his gun. He orders Wilkins to get on the ground and drop his gun, and then fires his own. The video does not show Wilkins at the time of the shooting, and it's unclear if he turned around or pointed anything at the officer.
Clearly demonstrates no gun, no threat, no furtive movement.
Attorney for the family, Al Watkins, believes officers should not have been chasing Wilkins at all, and say they broke protocol multiple times. After the shooting, city police claimed Wilkins turned around and pointed a gun at the officer, and 2 days later posted this gun to Facebook, saying it was recovered on the scene. But Watkins says the gun was disassembled when he was killed.
It wasn't in his right hand, it wasn't in his left hand. It was not dischargeable. And in fact, all the parts were not in one spot.
SLMPD now tells First Alert 4 the department got wrong information from a third party that they initially told the public, and that the officer's statements are consistent with the findings in the investigation. But they don't say what the incorrect information is, nor do they say what they believed happened on that June day.
I'm still waiting. I need answers.
The case is being reviewed by the Circuit Attorney's Office, and they won't comment on the specific case, only to say officer-involved shooting investigations take time. Watkins believes time is up. He wants the officer fired and prosecuted, and he's suing the Police Board of Commissioners.
The money end of this is ugly because, as a lawyer, how do you quantify the value of a life of a human being?
Now, as for the officer who shot Wilkins, Watkins says that he spent the last 2 years or so on paid desk duty with SLMPD. Watkins adds that when questioned about what happened that day, the officer invoked his Fifth Amendment rights and refused to answer questions. John Kipper, First Alert 4.